always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Hello and welcome to GSMC Entertainment Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Cynthia, and I cannot believe I am recording the very last entertainment episode of the year, of the decade, 2019. It's crazy that we are entering a whole new decade. How has a whole year passed? I remember setting last year's New Year's resolutions. Did I complete all of them? That's another story for another day. But I hope you all had a very happy and Merry Christmas. I hope you all had a fantastic time with your loved ones and family, and I hope Santa got you all the gifts you asked for. And yeah, I'm just very excited to be here. I'm very happy to be recording the very last episode of the year. And I want to know, have you guys made your New Year's list yet? Have you? No? Yes? Let me know in the comments. And the very first thing I'm going to be getting into today is quite scary, all right? This is not how I anticipated for 2019 to almost end. And you obviously have read it in the title of this podcast. Zac Efron almost dying. Okay, our high school musical actor sweetheart almost died. Pause life. Absolutely not. I would have been a wreck if that actually came true. So Zac Efron almost died. Multiple outlets reported that the actor was flown to an Australian hospital after becoming ill with a life-threatening bacterial infection in Papua New Guinea, where he was filming his upcoming documentary titled Killing Zac Efron. We need to pause again. Why is he making a docuseries, docufilm, whatever you want to call it, killing Zac Efron? Is he purposely trying to take his life away? That's like the most ironic thing about this whole situation, is that he actually almost died while filming an episode for killing Zac Efron. Like, I want to know, was that intentional? Was this on accident? Is this part of the show? Now, because of this, I feel viewers and spectators like myself, I'm more prone and I'm more eager to watch this documentary because I know they're going to have to feature this life-threatening situation onto the documentary now, because hello, it's in the name, Killing Zac Efron. But I just want to know if it was intentional or if this was accidental. What do you guys think? I don't know. The 32-year-old actor was airlifted from Brisbane, Australia, from Papua New Guinea, where he was rushed to St. Andrew's War Memorial Hospital in Spring Hill. And after being hospitalized in quote-unquote stable condition, doctors allowed him to return to the United States on Christmas Eve after he spent multiple days going under treatment. That would have been a terrible Christmas gift for all of us, not just his family, if this life-threatening situation went sideways. So I'm glad that the doctors were able to get this situation under control, because we really would have ended the year with a bang, and not a good type of bang. Okay. So I'm glad things did not go sideways. And doctors believed that the bacterial infection was typhoid. So typhoid is obviously a type of bacterial infection. Duh, I just said it. Redundant. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, typhoid is a life-threatening illness caused by bacteria that can be found in contaminated water and food. And this is most likely due to him visiting underprivileged areas like Papua New Guinea, and many third world countries are more prone to, having their food and water contaminated. So I am super grateful to be in the U.S., to have grown in the U.S., and to have not experienced that type of, I don't want to say trauma. That's not the word I'm looking for. That's not what I want to say. I guess negative impact in my life. And typhoid has a 7 to 10 day recovery period. And typically it announces itself with a sustained high grade fever and requires antibiotics and vaccines. So Zac Efron, our guy, was in bed rest for about a week in an Australian hospital. And in November, that's when Zac Efron and the production company had announced that they will be filming and releasing a documentary called Killing Zac Efron. They did not announce when the release date is, so I will be with my eyes peeled looking for that date, and I will share it with you guys, because I'm sure many of you guys, as you're listening to this podcast right now, you're intrigued and seeing the behind the scenes of what really went down. And really random here, I'm wondering, did the camera crew also follow Zac Efron like through as he was being airlifted from Papua New Guinea to Australia? Were the camera crew in, you know, the aircraft with him? Were they in the hospital room with him? I'm just wondering if this is all part of the show. You never know with actors and entertainment industry, like what's real, what's not. So I am now way more intrigued to watch this documentary. So in November, they had announced they are filming it, and Zac Efron has spent 21 days off the grid, but nothing but basic gear, a guide partner, and a will to survive. I can never understand why people want to put themselves in these types of extreme situations. Shows like Survivor and other crazy physical, super, you know, hard physical activity shows, why people like get a high off this in a sense. There's like some adrenaline pumping. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be on like a stranded island fighting for my life. Like I very much enjoy not fighting for my life. So, and this, I quote this from Zac Efron's very own mouth. He says, "I tend to thrive under extreme circumstances and seek out opportunities that challenge me on every level." Efron said in a statement at the time, "I am excited to explore any uncharted territory and discover what unexpected adventure awaits." Now, with all that being said, I wonder if Zac Efron was awaiting, this is the type of adventure he was awaiting for, you know, almost dying and getting a life-threatening illness or bacterial infection, I should say, not an illness, because he is now gone, or it's gone, and he's safe and he has recovered from that bacterial infection. But I'm just wondering, is this the type of thrill he's looking for? I'm a little puzzled right now. I don't know what to say. And yesterday on Twitter and on his Instagram feed, he posted confirming he is still alive, he is well, he has fought and recovered from the bacterial infection. He tweeted, and again, I will quote, "Very thankful to everyone who has reached out. I did get sick in Papua New Guinea, but I bounced back quick and finished an amazing 3 weeks in PNG." I'm assuming that's short for Papua New Guinea. "I'm home for the holidays with my friends and family. Thanks for all the love and concern. See you in 2020. So, and in that tweet / Instagram post that he did, it was a picture of him and a group of kids, and it looked like he was in the country of Papua New Guinea. And again, when I read the news, I literally dropped my phone, because I'm like, we cannot lose another. So many great musicians and artists have unfortunately left us this year of 2019, and I did not want Zac Efron to be part of that list. I'm sure many of you also, if you grew up watching High School Musical like I did, you would have been completely devastated by this news as well. So I'm super happy that things didn't go sideways. Again, the whole thing though, the whole question mark out of this predicament is, was this intentional or not? Because again, this happened during the filming of Killing Zac Efron. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I want you guys to let me know in the comment section. what your thoughts are. If you think this was accidental, intentional, it's part of the show. This is what actors do. I'm kind of on board, or, I'm in between. I'm on the fence. I'm not really sure. But again, that's just going to make it way more exciting to see when his documentary does come out. And on that note, I'm going to take our first quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to share you guys more entertainment news.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Hello, and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. Right before the break, I dropped the bomb on you guys on how Zac Efron almost died. Now we're going to move into a totally different direction. And this has got to be probably the most 2019 story of 2019, if you know what I mean. Super modern story. It's so funny. Like I literally was cackling the whole time I was looking up more on this story because it was just so funny. 20 years ago, this would not have even been a thing. Like right now, if you would have been listening to this podcast 20 years ago, I doubt there were even podcasts 20 years ago. I'm not sure. But this story, I would probably be speaking like a different Martian language because, again, this can only happen in 2019. Almost everyone right now are using dating apps like Tinder and Hinge, and I don't know what other dating apps there are. There are so many. I'm not on them. And all in the hopes of making a romantic connection that will eventually turn into a full-fledged relationship or a one-night stand or a hookup. I don't know. Each to their own. I'm not judging. And it turns out celebrities are also swiping right all day long too. This does not exclude actress Sharon Stone. I didn't know celebrities are on dating apps like us, and especially on dating apps that normal, regular people like us use, right? And it's just very funny because Sharon Stone got blocked on Bumble. So Bumble is another online dating app where single people meet, and it's just hilarious. This whole situation is comical. Like, her actress on Bumble getting blocked because people thought and complained that her profile was fake. So many users, that makes sense, right? If you're a user on this dating app and you're there swiping left, swiping right, and you come across, let's say for me, my all-time biggest celebrity crush, and probably will forever be my celebrity crush, is Trey Songz. I have literally been in love with that man forever. If I were to be swiping through that dating app and I were to see Trey Songz's face pop up, I too would think, this is totally fake. Why is a celebrity as major as him on this regular schmegular dating app that I'm on? I too would report the profile and be like, they're impersonating this person. I mean, that makes sense. I don't blame us, right? Us regular people. And Bumble users believed, as I just said, that Sharon Stone, she was impersonating herself. But again, can you blame them? Like, how often do you see a celebrity on your dating feed? I bet, like, you never seen it. I've never seen it. I mean, I'm also not on dating apps, so. And yesterday, Sharon Stone, she tweeted, I went on the Bumble dating site and they closed my account. Some users reported that it couldn't possibly be me. Hey, Bumble, is being me exclusionary? Don't shut me out of the hive. That is comical, right? She does not want to be shut out of the hive. Celebrities want to find love too. Celebrities want to find that little special someone to talk to every night. So we can't exclude celebrities. Again, this is just hilarious. This whole topic to me is so funny. Online dating to me in general has always been so funny. I've had several friends like on Tinder, they go on Tinder dates, and I feel like this is why I dread online dating, and I probably will never be on any of those apps, because like the most horrific stories come out of dating apps. I swear my friends have had the worst dating experiences, the worst Tinder dates, some scary too. So that's another thing too. If you are on those online dating apps, make sure you're being safe. Tell a friend where you're going, send your location, bring your pepper spray, whatever. Okay. Be safe. And it's just funny, this whole online dating world that I'm not a part of. Many people on Twitter were chiming in on the news about Sharon Stone. Some were joking about the situation and were tweeting and saying, "Justice for Sharon Stone's deactivated Bumble account." And then another tweet goes, "If Sharon Stone can't get a date, there's no hope for the rest of us." And then another one that made me giggle a little bit said, "Sharon Stone and I are both getting no action on Bumble." This is literally all so funny to me. Let me know in the comments if you're on those dating apps, and I want to hear some of your funny stories, because I'm positive, I'm sure many of you are on those dating apps and sites, and I'm sure many of you have some comical experiences, and I need to know, and I need to read them, and I need to laugh, because this whole situation is just super funny. And she apparently isn't the only major Hollywood star to use dating apps. Zac Efron, going back to our very alive celebrity now, he admitted in 2016 that he signed up on Tinder, but that he wasn't getting any matches because people also thought that his profile was fake. I mean, again, can you blame us? When in the hell do you see we're swiping on Tinder and a celebrity pops up? Same thing. If I were to see Trey Songz in there, I would report the account. So you can't blame us. And even the Big Bang Theory producer, Bill Prady, he even advised his friend Sharon Stone to try out Raya. Okay. Now, if you're a regular schmegler person like me, I have never in my life heard of Raya. Raya, apparently, you guys, I'm going to give you guys the inside scoop a little bit. Raya is a private dating app for people who work in the entertainment industry. I feel like celebrities have this whole entire private celebrity world, of course, that we're not a part of. Like, I always wonder, like, random things such as, how do celebrities do their grocery shopping? Do they send their assistants? Like, how do celebrities go and eat at a fancy restaurant? Like, do they just call the restaurant personally themselves, or do they go under a disguise name? It's all of these like weird things in life, things that normal people do. How do celebrities do it without drawing too much attention? And apparently Raya is just another outlet, another part of the celebrity world that I'm not a part of. So this private dating app, it's a membership based app. So unless you guys want to pay a monthly membership fee to be a part of this app in hopes of landing a date with Sharon Stone or Zac Efron, your chances are extremely slim. I'm sorry. I'm breaking it to you. I'm crushing your dreams, but that's the truth. And I mean, there are regular citizens on Raya, so there are still hopes for some of us regular people. But, however, there is an approval process, and there are certain criteria that must be met to be a part of this exclusive world, to be a part of this dating app. So some of the criteria involve having a cool or creative occupation, have a significant following, and have other friends on Raya who can recommend you. What technically classifies as a cool creative occupation? Because that's, I feel, subjective, right? I feel like a nurse can say their job is cool because it's all based on opinion. I could say my job is cool being on a podcast, which it absolutely is. But so that criteria, like what classifies as cool or creative? Do they mean you have to be a model, actress, singer? I don't know. And a significant following. So I'm assuming you may need to have like 10K followers. I don't know. Those are just some of the criteria to be a part of this exclusive world. And as I was doing my research and digging up, I'm like, I want to know, what celebrities are using this app? Because there are obviously a ton of people in the entertainment industry using Raya. And some of the people who I were able to pull up were Cara Delevingne, Ruby Rose, Diplo, designer Alexander Wang, Cody Simpson, and now Sharon Stone's on there. So she did take her good friend Bill Prady's advice to joining that exclusive app. And I mean, I guess dating apps are also open and available to single celebrities. That's kind of the whole message I got here, that, you know, single celebrities want love too. They want some loving. They want a partner. So again, this whole story of Sharon Stone getting blocked and me finding out about this exclusive celebrity dating app is all just super comical to me. Again, let me know in the comments. I need to hear some of your guys' funny Tinder stories or, you know, just hilarious moments on dates, because I want a good laugh. And on that note, you guys, I'm going to cut into another quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to share with you guys Netflix most popular titles, popular films of 2019.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hello and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. And for this last segment, I'm going to be sharing with you guys Netflix most popular titles of 2019 according to E! News. And at the very end, I will share with you guys my personal favorites, my personal Netflix favorites of 2019. Now, the following films and TV shows that I will be listing for this last segment, they are Netflix shows, right? So they were produced and filmed and released on Netflix streaming service. There are many movies on Netflix that, for instance, like The Grinch. The Grinch isn't technically a Netflix film, but it's streaming on Netflix. So the following films are all are produced and directed by Netflix. So it's a Netflix acclaimed film. Just wanted to make that clear for you guys. And of course, everyone has their own favorite thing or things, depending on how many shows you watch, to binge on Netflix. But what binge-worthy content do we all have in common? That's why I'm about to break it down for you guys real quick. Netflix end-of-year roundup is here to reveal what shows and movies its users have watched the most in 2019. This very first one was a total shock to me. The most successful release on the streaming service across both TV and film is the Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston-led film Murder Mystery. This was a shocker because I disagree. Out of all the amazing films, documentaries, TV series that were released this year for Netflix, I did not expect to see Murder Mystery as the number one spot. And I mean, apparently this comedy was watched by over 30 million accounts in the first 3 days of its release, according to The Hollywood Reporter. And it was Netflix's biggest opening weekend ever. And it also won a 2019 People's Choice Award. So that, again, it's all shocking. As you could tell, I literally don't have any words for this because I almost disagree. I watched the film, or at least I tried to watch Murder Mystery, and I don't even think I got through the whole film because I got bored, and that says a lot because I love Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. Them two are probably one of my most favorite actors, and their dynamic together is impeccable. I love them together in movies. However, I wasn't a fan of Murder Mystery. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of the story. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch it. It could have been I wasn't in the right atmosphere to watch a movie. So I don't know, but I definitely was not expecting Murder Mystery to take the cake for the number one spot as a most successful release for Netflix. So that was super shocking to me. Let me know in the comments if it is for you as well. And the second and third slots of the most popular releases were Stranger Things, the third season, and the Ryan Reynolds action flicks, Six Underground. That's what the movie's called, Six Underground. Stranger Things. So I've seen all 3 seasons, and I think I'm gonna get some hate for this. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I like Stranger Things. However, I don't see like the amazing fascination with the story. Like, I think it's cute, it's all these kids and they're fighting these aliens, demons, monsters, but I don't see the craze with it. Like, I see kids, I'm not a kid, right? I'm in my mid 20s, but I see people my age, like diehard Stranger Things fans, and I just don't. Me personally, I don't grasp why people are so in love with it. Like, I liked it. I mean, there's a reason why I've watched all 3 seasons, but I'm not, like, after watching the entire season, I'm not really left with the feeling of like, oh, I can't wait till the next one. Like, after I watch I finish every season of Stranger Things, I kind of sit back and I'm like, okay, like, that was great. That was cute. I'm moving on to, like, I'm not going to really miss it. That's kind of how I took it. So again, I don't understand the whole fascination with Stranger Things. But Six Underground, I was so close to watching that film a couple nights ago, but then I opted out for a different film. But Six Underground, that's a film that's definitely on top of my list. I love Ryan Reynolds as well, and I'm excited to see that film. And it's a reason why it's sitting on the top 3. And another Netflix film that made it onto the best of 2019 was can I speak? was The Irishman, starring Robert De Niro. Again, I love all of these actors are on this list. I love Robert De Niro. I love his work. The Irishman, this is another film I was really close to watching, but this film, you guys, is 3 hours long. With 3 hours, I don't think I could sit through a 3-hour long film. Like, I could barely sit through a 20-minute YouTube video. How am I going to sit through a 3-hour long film? But I'm super intrigued because The Irishman, in the very short time that it has been released on Netflix, it has already been nominated for multiple Golden Globe awards. And the Golden Globes will be taking place in January. So stay tuned for a future entertainment podcast on that, because I will definitely be covering it. But I don't know. Have you guys seen The Irishman? 3 hours long. Did you break it up? I may need, if I decide to watch this film, I may need to break it into halves, like watch it an hour and a half one night and then an hour and a half the next night, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit through that long of a film. Or the story must be that great. It must be that enticing that I'm able to sit through an entire 3-hour long film. Other TV series and movies that made it onto the best of Netflix for 2019 were When They See Us, The Witcher, The Umbrella Academy, Dead to Me, Season 2 of You, Unbelievable, Sex Education, 13 Reasons Why, and Raising Dion. I think this is a pretty good list. I've seen the majority of these films / TV shows, and I agree with the list. I'm not too against it. Again, the only one that I was pretty puzzled on was for Murder Mystery. And something interesting that I found out was that these shows' popularity, the popularity of a show they're not measured by how many accounts actually watch the entire film, the whole content. Rather, the popularity is measured by the number of accounts that watch at least 2 minutes of the titles in the first 28 days following their release dates. Now, I think this is kind of cheating. I'm like, because there are many like films, when I'm testing out films and TVs, like what do I want to sit and watch? I mean, that's how long it kind of takes me to get a feel of the film. Like, I have to kind of sit and watch through 2 minutes. And there have been many times when I'm in the middle of watching something on Netflix and halfway through a film, I'm like, okay, no, this is complete trash. Like, I'm not a fan. This is not what I expected. And I exit out of the film. So I don't think that particular film that I wasn't a fan of should, gain a vote in a sense for me, because I actually didn't like it. So I don't think that's really a correct way to measure, the popularity of a show or a film. I feel like they should measure it based on who watched it from start to finish. That's truly how you're going to know if they genuinely liked the film or not. So just putting that out there. And this is also why films or TV shows like The Witcher and season 2 of You, they were placed on this list of the best of 2019, because it's as a result of Netflix projected viewership from the shows. You barely came out a day after Christmas, so it's barely been out for a week, and that's for 1 week. So that was a little puzzling to me, because I mean, how is it that You came out a week ago and it made it onto Netflix best of 2019? But You is a really interesting TV show. I highly recommend You if you haven't seen it. I actually just finished watching the first season, I'd say like a month ago. And now I'm watching like this novela on Netflix. If you guys are, okay, I didn't put it on my list for the top shows, but if you are a novela watcher, Reina del Sur, that one's a really good one. And there's an English version on Netflix of this show called Queen of the South. You might have heard this show. It's not a Netflix show, Queen of the South, but I'm not exactly sure what TV network they play it on. My boyfriend introduced me to the show and I got hooked on it, and then I found out there's a novela, a Spanish version of it, and I had to watch it, and it's just as amazing. So I do recommend that one. Now, I'm going to share with you guys my list, my top picks. And these are all, again, just my opinion, some of my favorite films, docuseries, TV series that were released this year and I absolutely loved. And my top picks are going to be When They See Us, Homecoming, a film by Beyonce, Rhythm and Flow, and season 2 of You. I've already binge watched season 2 of You, so I'm not going to give any spoiler alerts because I know many people are fans of that show and I don't want to ruin it for y'all. So go watch it. When They See Us, absolutely love this film. It is so chilling. It's based on a true story of the Central Park Five, of these 5 men who were accused of rape and of assaulting this woman. And if you want to learn more about it, you can Google them. There's multiple articles surrounding this story, and it's a true story, and it's heart-wrenching and it's ugly and it's the ugly truth. And if you like, it's drama and it's about social issue drama and institutionalized racism. So if you're into that, watch it. I'm sure majority of you guys have seen this film already because it was plastered everywhere when it was first released. That's probably my number one. I loved that film. When They See Us. Homecoming, a film of Beyonce, which is a documentary on Beyonce and her taking us behind the scenes, backstage to the build-up moment of her amazing Coachella performance. Oh my God, I just love Beyonce, and that woman's work ethic really fuels me, and that documentary inspired me to work harder and to really bust my butt and to give it my all, because if this woman can juggle, raising twins and then another like 7-year-old baby girl, and she has a husband and she's a wife and she has all of these crazy things going on in her life, and she's able to balance all of that, I'm able to do what I need to get done. So that definitely fueled fire for me. And then Rhythm and Flow is a rapping contest, but it's much more than a rapping contest. They really go into detail about every artist's life and their background. And I felt such a deep connection with each rapper. And I love the finale of Rhythm and Flow. I highly, highly recommend all of these. But all in all, it was a great year for film and cinema and TV shows. And I cannot wait for 2020 has in store for us. And you guys, that's going to conclude today's episode for Entertainment Podcast. What a way to end 2020, or, oh my God, I keep saying 2020. See, I'm getting all mixed up. What a great way to end 2019 and a lot of amazing things happening in the entertainment industry. And like I said, I can't wait for this next decade, what it has in store for us in the entertainment world. And if you guys like today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family, and catch me next year here at GSMC Entertainment Podcast. And I'm wishing you all a happy, safe, and healthy new year.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.